loves, welcome to 27 Ways to Cook an Egg and talk about life while doing it. This is where recipes meet real talk, straight from my kitchen to yours. Let's crack into it. Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 22 on how to cook an egg and talk about life while doing it. I'm so excited. I have my wonderful, lovely bestie, twinsy, my brother, Adhron Blanchett here today. Adhron, say hi.
Hi. How are you doing,
And today,
Casserole?
I love it. I'm doing well. Today we're going to talk about legacy. So, of course, the perfect person to have on today would be my older brother, who is the legacy of the Blanchett family on our
No,
side. So I'm so excited to have you on here today. Okay,
I'm
so
excited
we
to
are
be
making
here.
good. So we are making a casserole, and Adrian has his ingredients that he loves. I have my ingredients. I stepped it up a little bit for everybody today. Um, so let's make some egg and let's put it in the oven, and then we'll talk about legacy. How's that sound?
Yeah,
All right,
sounds good.
perfect. So, all right, great. So, I am using today my ingredients. I'm doing artichokes. I've got crab meat, and I am not doing. I don't have potatoes. We don't really do potatoes. We do sweet potatoes in the family, but I'm doing this like Trader Joe's wild rice, which I love. So I'm going to throw that in there instead of a hash brown, just to make it a little healthier on my end. What do you got? What are you working with?
I love hash browns, actually. The less healthy, the better. I have some. I forgot the brand name. It's like the one that's always been around at the grocery store, like Orlay something hash brown.
Like the traditional hash brown.
Yes, like here's frozen hash
The
brown.
hash brown of the hash brown of the 80s.
Right? Yes, so good.
I love
Ham.
it.
I have some red onions. Um,
Ooh.
diced spinach, bell peppers, and
Ooh.
I love feta cheese. And also,
Yeah.
sometimes I can do lactose, sometimes not. So I like feta because the goat cheese, like, just
I love that.
much
Yeah.
better. And I like the
I
taste.
love it. I'm gonna do a fat. I decided I'm gonna do a lactose free milk, which I never really cook with. Usually I do like oat or almonds, but I'm doing this lactose free. Chris bought this like lactose free two
Oh
percent
yeah,
milk that everybody seems to like in our house.
I've used those before, like making mac and cheese, like mom's recipe.
Oh yeah,
Sometimes I use almond milk, but I've used lactate too.
yeah, I love that.
Lactose free.
So we're doing half the recipe, right? Are you doing? I'm gonna do 6 eggs. How many eggs are you doing in yours?
Yeah, I'm gonna do 6 eggs.
6 eggs too. Okay. So I've got my eggs, a little bit of crab meat, throw my artichokes in there, just like the marinated ones. I'm leaving everything kind of chunky because you're probably using some kind of fancy spice. So, because I
No,
know you. So, what kind of spices are you throwing into your in
I
your
was thinking
casserole today?
about some different things, but I was like, nope, I'm just gonna go like black pepper, garlic powder, and salt and pepper.
Oh, look at you! All right, I'm gonna do. Chris made this like concoction of like spices. It's got salt, pepper, oregano, like all kinds of deliciousness. I'm gonna use that.
Oregano
Usually
powder.
I do salt and pepper, but because you were on, I was like, I'm gonna do a fancy spice because I know
I
you're
usually
like a
do.
Cajun man.
I do, and I was like, is that gonna go good with feta cheese? And I wasn't sure.
Okay, so I just added. I have some Gruyere cheese,
Are you adding
which is
that
my favorite.
into the egg?
I did. I
Okay.
added the Gruyere cheese to like the top of my pan. I'm not my pan. My casserole.
Okay.
Yeah. So it looks like. I mean, it's ready to go.
Oh,
I'm gonna throw it in. I'm
okay.
right. I'm gonna throw mine in the oven now. I get to show this episode to Ben and Mia also because they just started cooking together, which normally I have them separate because they love to challenge each other,
Mm-hmm.
and that's code for argue the whole
Yes.
time. So now we are
As we
learning to cook together.
as we did.
Yeah. Well, their favorite thing to say is like, "Did you and Uncle Adrian? Did you guys fight? Did you guys get along?" I'm like, "Yes, we fought.
Never.
Yes, we did." And I know at the end of the day, though, I know what they have to look forward to.
Yeah.
A bestie for life.
For life.
A bestie for life.
So you said how long are you doing yours?
So I did mine for 15 minutes.
All right.
So you just put yours in. I think we'll be good.
Okay.
So let's talk about yours in the oven.
Yep. All set.
Okay, let's do it. All right, let's talk about legacy.
Okay.
This will be fun. So in thinking about like where I guess we started in our lives, like our parents, like, and being able to really foster the relationship that we have, you and I. Um, I mean, how would you say that we've together like continued the legacy that was instilled in us, like with our by our parents, or even
I think
grandparents? Like,
our grandpa. Yeah, that's true. Like a lot of family is passed down. At least in your case, I feel like the cooking, like everybody taught both of us. Some you took to it more, but there's definitely a sense where like, oh, I can make that. Yeah, I can figure that out. I can do that.
that's such a I didn't even think about that. Like to talk about that our both our grandfathers, like on dad's
Yeah,
side and
they
mom's
were the
side.
chefs like the whole time. Like
Yeah.
good to cook. Like they're the ones. Like
Yes.
Papa, Grandpa.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, grandpa cooking for all the family reunions and like that, like passing that on to like have me step in. I think that's such an interesting way to look at like we have so many things that have been passed on to us, like obviously like the love of our family and connection. And I would say you being the eldest like grandchild on mom's side
Mhm.
also, you know, and like being the person that like was there to lead all of us.
And that's kind of the tradition of both sides of the family, dad's side and mom's side. But it was like, okay, you're the oldest. Like these are also like you. There's my sister, but then also the cousins are your family, and we were so close that you're like, oh, those are also your siblings. It's kind of just automatic. Okay, take care of this. You take care of that. You like make
Yeah.
sure you're not the parent, so there's not enough trying to not be fun or do this and stuff. But there's definitely like, okay, these are the rules. Like we're having fun, we're doing this, but also we have to keep the kids alive.
Right. Well, do you feel like there was a lot of pressure on you though, even to like maintain that with us
Um,
as kids?
Not too much because you were kind of a good help. But again, with tradition and the family patterns, or like I guess the legacies that we had, we were just like, oh, that is what always happens in the family. There was always somebody else
Right.
watching us. We had our older cousins who watched us
Right.
when we were growing up.
Right. I feel like we have what's so amazing is like their legacy that lives within our family, both on dad's side and mom's side. But I love the connection. First of all, like mom married dad, who was Otha's cousin, and Uncle Jerry
Yeah,
and Otha were best friends, and like, but just recognizing that whole like I don't know connection with everyone that led to. I mean, even Uncle Willie and Booker's like. There's just so much like beauty when when I look back on our family and the legacy that's like been left to us. So I just feel really lucky and fortunate that that's like what we have to build off
I
of.
was thinking from what you said previously about what mom and dad passed on or what they kind of encouraged from what they did to us with cooking. We got from grandpa, both sides, and then mom and dad cooking as well. But also their artistic sides. They just everything, art supplies all the time. It was art books. And here's this thing, learning about this. And they cultivated that. And I always feel like they were like, you're so creative. Like, what you do is amazing, all this. But I'm like, it came from you guys. Like,
Yeah,
everything I'd
yeah,
seen. We would joke about mom would pick us up from school, and my friends would be like, "Oh my god, your mom! Every time she picks us up, she always looks put together. You always look so nice and stuff. I'm like, it's just my parents were about presentation. It wasn't so much of like showcasing or like not
Right.
doing the full authenticity of who they are, but that is part of them. They're like, oh, I got to get up and I got to do this. Always felt like it was a very much time and place kind of thing. It
Right.
was, I'm picking my kids up from school, or when we were going to church, or we had this function. It was like dress for the occasion, and that's
Right.
kind of what they did, and so it carried on. It
Absolutely.
aesthetic
Even
for
that, I
every.
didn't even think about that too. Just like our style and like, especially dad. I think dad's closet is probably bigger than mine. Like it's like
Dad's closet is what I need because my little San Francisco apartment is overrun with.
yeah.
It's like
Everybody
I need
needs
more
dad's
space.
closet. Everybody needs
Yes.
dad's closet for sure. I'm gonna show you something that I got just in talking about fashion. I'm gonna grab
Okay.
this.
I love this. I always want to see the
So
new thing.
this you're so gonna appreciate this because Chris and I were in New York.
I've only
This
been
is
that
on
once, and
the.
you told me I was gonna love it.
Oh my god, yeah. So
And
like on the street, it's a Vogue. It's 100-year-old Vogue magazine. I
what?
mean, I know, $20. It's. I mean, talk about legacy. It's incredible. I was telling the kids, Mia in particular, how I used to collect Vogue magazines when I was
Yes.
a kid, and mom like saved them. Like she saved them. Still has them for me in the garage. And that like how again talk about our just love for fashion and
Yeah.
although neither one of us are in fashion, we love
That's true.
it. It's like hilarious.
There's been jokes. The family's like, "When are you gonna do that?" You know, you got the name for it. You got
I
all
know.
this stuff. I think it might be we we like to work and we like to do a lot of things and learn, and the learning part I think is
Yeah.
important, but I don't think we're that. Not the same industries are always like this, but
Right.
fashion industry is very competitive. And I love fashion. I love what beauty
Yeah.
brings to the world, but I also don't see myself as somebody who can just push through, push through, push through.
Yeah, I mean that kind of goes to what you were talking about with energies in which they like obviously mom and dad both have that caretaker thing that's instilled in us, which is why we're I guess in the businesses that we're both in. Right, which makes sense, right? Because there
Yes.
is that part of us that gets to be creative. And even for you, like you have dressed people, you styled people, like that's still a part of a side business that you do.
Yeah,
So you
you're
are
right.
still in
That's true.
that.
It is. I
Yeah, but
am.
even with your, you as an artist, or you working for the museum, me in hospitality, and we're just in that environment of still art,
Yeah.
still fashion, still all of that, but it's just different. It's
Yes.
also taking care of
It's all
people.
the different things.
So,
Actually, a friend, especially during the pandemic, that's when I started doing more styling for people, but it was helping
right,
get rid of the stuff in the closet. Um, Go around and see what they might need for new jobs, or they're meeting somebody. And so she's like, you know what? You're like that Marie Kondo thing. It's more of like therapy through clothes because I was helping
right,
somebody else. And he was like, well, I don't know. And I keep this just in case because, my weight or this. And I'm like going through diabetes. I'm like, well, why are you keeping this though? What part of it do you feel like is making you hold on to this?
right,
Are you holding
right,
on to that lifestyle and that thing
right,
because you need to be healthy?
right,
So wearing the things that you have is where you need to be going towards, as opposed to keeping this in case I get bigger, in case this thing.
mm,
You don't want to fall into this depression. You don't want to fall back into this mentality of what's going on from before.
right.
And so
I
I always
love that.
felt like, oh, this will help you feel better. This is part of the goals that you're reaching for to
Yeah,
do that.
I love that. You're
Yeah.
taking the art of other people and allowing other people to express themselves, but in a new way and not holding
Yeah.
on to whatever their past may be. But I love that so much. That's beautiful. So going back to mom and dad and legacy, and I even see like with Ben and Mia, I do love that Benjamin has a love of music, which is so something we grew up obviously listening to music and being around it. Mom being from Detroit, so like
Yeah.
music was like kind of instilled in us as kids, and you playing instruments, me playing instruments, and Ben is so creative. He reminds me of you, like even down to you guys love the same
Oh,
books and like the same art, and he's like so fascinated with Japanese culture, and that's not something I shared, but it's something he shares with you. He's so curious, you know, with all of it,
yeah.
and I love that you guys share that together. That he, you know, looks up to you and connects with you on these things that I have no idea. And Mia, on the other side, is like she's this fashionista and, you know, making her own clothes, which we both did when we were
Yeah.
growing up, and like
Yeah.
very much into like her, you know, costumes, and like she's, as a gymnast, I recognize like she's very structured in that sense of like how she has to be at the gym and ponytail and all the hair in a bun. She's very structured, but when she's the creative side of her is incredible because she loves fashion. She also is a great writer. So she taps into that space within herself, and mom said something to me that was really cool. I don't know if she mentioned it to you, but like that she loved to write,
Yes, she
which I had
does.
no idea. But then mom also being a dancer, you know, or she was a dancer,
Yeah.
is a dancer, once a dancer, always a dancer. But like,
Yeah.
and having that go through me and what I did, and like going now to Mia, it's so crazy. Like how I see so much of us, like I said, in them.
True. You have a really good way with words too. You're eloquent in your speeches, and I feel like that is part of mom and dad because obviously dad being a pastor,
Yeah,
like
yes.
he's translating
He's a
stuff.
word.
But
He's a
mom
wordsmith
had
for
been
sure.
certain things, certain core
Yeah.
of. I feel like mom, she keeps it in a little bit more, but it's something very dear to her. Mom gave us this book of poetry, but it was like I hope you dance. It was that
It was
song
the
or
the song I hope you
the
dance. I
song.
still have mine.
Yes, yeah. I was
Yeah.
yeah, and that kind of music through poetry has always been something that I think is just instilled in her. Maybe because
Yes.
of Detroit. Maybe it was like
Maybe.
a
That's
family
so
thing,
true.
but
I
it's
forgot about
always
that.
been a part of her that she loves that. It like
Right.
speaks to her, and I think she wants to share that with the world.
I look at even like my collection of vinyl is something that I share with dad, and like
Yes.
but it wasn't until I realized, like I think it was when I was pregnant with Ben, and I would sit down and play vinyl, and dad, just having that connection with him and his love for that, and I really am recognizing like the things that I'm moving forward with the kids that I took from them, what I took from mom and dad. You know, it's amazing to see right now.
It is. Dad taught me how to make a honey baked ham.
That sounds right. That sounds about
He
right.
was like, you know what? Let's make a ham.
That
Because he would
sounds
just teach
right.
me just these fun things, and someone was like, "Oh, yeah, you know how to do that?" I was like, "Yeah." My dad was like,
Remember Uncle Don and like his smoked, like Uncle Don was like the
"Oh,
master smoker. I mean,
that's
Chris has
great."
now perfected the smoking. I will say, but
Yeah,
I just remember as a kid, like, and his barbecue and like him and the, you know, like it's so just incredible when our going back to like our traditions as food. Like, remember that time that Mama Brown? I'm pretty sure you were there, and she was gonna make. She's supposed to make pancakes for us,
mm.
but she didn't have regular flour.
Oh
Do
yeah,
you remember?
she.
They were so gross. I can't remember the like. I don't know that they were
I
like
don't.
super salty. It was horrible.
Yeah,
Oh my
I
gosh.
was like, "What's in these? This is
Yeah, she was
really
like, just eat
weird."
it. You're son to eat it. But even going back to her and like to traditions of like that's why I use cast iron, because it reminds me of her. Like I use
Yeah,
cast iron often. But just like that traditional like way of cooking, and how she had the most amazing stove, and like everything was about food with her, right? Like
yeah,
homemade biscuits, hot water cornbread, like all these things that I love that she carried on and passed on to us, and like being able to, even with your roots, like the Louisiana stuff, and like you loving jambalaya and like all the like spices and things that like mean something to you, is because like we grew up eating it.
yeah. I feel like those are the two. Well, her and Paw Paw.
And Paw
and
Paw. Oh
Mama
God.
Brown. Every time we were over, like, oh,
Yeah.
you need to eat, you need to eat. But they always kind of had something
They always had food.
to eat. But like stuff like, I
Always.
can just warm up this gumbo. Like they
Yes.
had stuff
Yes.
kind of
Like,
already preset
it's
to
like, who
just warm.
has
But like,
gumbo?
yeah,
Just like chilling in the. He's
huge
like,
meal.
let me
Mama Brown.
make.
Oh, I almost have everything almost ready to fry a bunch of chicken. Like,
Yes.
or like, here's this dish. Like, oh yeah, I got something. We got some biscuits in there. We got this. Just
Always.
whip it up. But something that usually
Always.
takes people all day
Oh
at the
yeah.
family reunion or whatever. I was like, how's Mom Brown have all of this stuff
Always.
ready?
You know, my favorite thing about Paw Paw was he used to make a meatloaf sandwich. Do you remember the meatloaf sandwich that he would do? That was like my jam. And I wanted the first when I worked at Ketchup, Chef Chris put a meatloaf sandwich on the menu, and I remember sending it to Paw Paw. Like, look at it! Like, I was so proud of this meatloaf sandwich. But like, I do that with the kids. I have a meatloaf leftovers. We just have a meatloaf sandwich. It's like
Yeah.
that's how we grew up. Is that like you said? They always were. Everything was like almost ready,
Yes.
but it was like a full meal in like 10 minutes.
You're like, oh, this is Thanksgiving. Like,
This is
it's
Thanksgiving.
Tuesday.
Yeah, on a Tuesday. It's
Yeah.
like,
Before we go out to eat with the rest
oh
of the
yeah,
family.
for sure.
Oh, just
Absolutely.
something real quick.
Oh, I love that.
That's
All
funny
right,
you
let's
mentioned the
check.
meatloaf too. I forgot because Grandpa's he would
Yeah.
always have that because I remember Veronica
Yes.
when
Oh my
the
gosh.
loaf meat
Loaf meat.
and
The loaf
so
meat.
good.
Oh, Veronica. The
But
loaf
being
meat.
Romanian, and that's what made me like a lot more Mediterranean style
Yeah.
dishes. Like that
Yes.
flavoring that she added to the meatloaf had
Yeah.
changed my because I already liked meatloaf. I was like, oh yeah,
Right.
this is really good. Mom made amazing meatloaf. It was good.
Right.
And then this was like, oh, I never thought about these spices that she had added into it.
Absolutely. With her loaf meat.
Loaf
So
meat.
good. The loaf meat. All right, I'm gonna check.
Yeah.
Let's see where I'm. Ooh. Oh my God. This looks. Oh yes. I'm so pumped. I'm gonna pull this right out of the oven, y'all. Look at that.
Oh yeah, I think so.
All right. So let's do this. We get to.
Might have put so much of my stuff on the top too, but
Amazing. All right, so I'm just gonna
should I
share
show
as
it?
we go through.
Try not to burn myself.
Okay, don't burn yourself. All right, I love it. Oh, that looks amazing. All right, so we get to wrap this up. We get to wrap up, and I just want to share how grateful I am to you for being present. We get to share. Thank you for sharing and cooking with me today. I love you and adore you. Go enjoy with your friends your delicious dish that you created. And
You too.
I look forward to cooking with you again.
So do I. Love you mucho.
Bye. Thanks for hanging out with me in my kitchen today. Remember, food is love, and life's better when we share it together. If this spoke to you, send it to a friend. And I'll see you in next week's episode.